welcome back to my channel. This is OmiOmy, Sisterlocks and Suits and everything in between. This is one of those everything in between type videos. I will be giving a review on a recent book that I just finished, and I feel like, you know, all my followers, why you should read this book, how this book was beneficial to me and my lifestyle personally and professionally, and how I think it's going to benefit you guys if you take the time to just even skim through it, in order for you guys to get a better insight on how I felt after I finished reading the book, what my favorite chapter was, yada yada. I'm getting into the book now. Hope you guys enjoy it. Hope you guys read it, because if you don't read it, there's no point to. Question number 1. What prompted you to read Secrets of a Six-Figure Woman? Were you reading to go along this path, or did the book inspire you to do so? Well, what prompted me to read it, to be honest with you, it was in my Kindle. It was on my Kindle. I saw it one day and was like, you know what, I've always wanted to be a six-figure woman. Let me add this to the plethora of books that I already said I'm going to read, and let's just see what happens. And since I've been on my deployment, I've had a lot of time, so I've decided, hey, why not just start reading this book? And once I started reading it, I was hooked. So initially, it was just one of the books on my list to read. Did I aspire to be there, or did it inspire me to be there? I've always had the inspirations to be a six-figure woman. This, I will definitely say, gave me the, I guess, the push that I needed to get there. It was definitely a great read, and it opened up my mindset to different perspectives of women who I would have never thought that way. You know, learning the difference between being on top of a glass ceiling and having a glass ceiling, I must say. We'll get into what that means later. Question number 2. Stanley identifies 8 secrets of six-figure women. A set of guiding principles inspired their achievements and financial successes. In general, which of these principles do you think is the hardest for women to achieve? How about yourself in particular? Well, out of the 7 different strategies, honestly, I would say speaking up. That's the hardest for women and myself. In today's society, you do see more women taking a stance or saying that, you know, we need to do this or we need to do that, empowering each other and giving each other that kick that we need. And I would say that was my hardest. It's really my hardest, speaking up, embracing my bitch per se. I would say that's my hardest, because people say I'm a little bit too aggressive. I'm not going to say a little bit too aggressive. People say I'm aggressive, and sometimes I don't know how to minimize my aggressiveness. So, and sometimes I speak up in the wrong ways. Instead of just being aggressive, make sure I need to learn how to use my aggressiveness in the right ways, rather than being upset after something happens. If I speak up and say something before that happens, most likely I won't have to get to the point where I'm overly aggressive, or I won't get to the point where, you know, I'm saying, oh, now I have to step in to make things right. No, just talk about it from the beginning, address it, speak up about it, but address it in a more professional way. The way you would want somebody to come to you, you have to go to them. And that's really how I have to look at myself whenever I'm talking or speaking on this subject. Just for those who are wondering, that is chapter 7. It's called Speak Up. Embracing Your Bitch is maybe the 3rd or the 4th section. Question number 3. What does Stanley identify as the key factors that keep women in under-earning positions? So just a heads up, an under-earner is someone who works extremely too hard and makes little to no money, which I feel like I've been a long time in my life. I say that, I'm 27, but I've had 5 jobs at once before, and I wasn't making a lot of money. One of the key factors that keep women in earning positions, they believe that they're going to have to work hard in order to make more money. When in fact, it's not necessarily working harder, it's really working smarter. You have to work smarter in order to make more money. If you want to say working harder means reading more books or studying for a test is working too hard, you do that anyway for your job. You learn every day. You either learning on the job or you're having to learn new skills in order to keep up with that under earning figure that you're making. So number 5, because 5 is my favorite number. Stanley cites 4 must-have traits for high earners: profit, motive, audacity, resilience, and encouragement. And the 3 big helpers: self-awareness, non-attachment, and financial know-how. What strategies for putting these traits into practice would the standing outline? I'm really going to talk about what I outline when it comes to this one, because high earners, profit motive. I'm very profit motive. Once I understand the way money works, it's really over for everybody else. I understand how to flip a dollar, but I'm not going to lie to you. I might not understand what it means to flip that dollar and make an incredible amount of profit off of it. I'm going to be real, but I'm learning. Your girl is learning. Having the audacity. She had the audacity. Okay? I'm working on that too. Because some people, or sometimes I have to ask myself, who gave you the audacity to think that you can go for this job or you can interview for that? Really? And not say, well, I worked my ass off this week to study for this interview. So I gave myself the audacity for that. And then sometimes you have to talk to yourself like that. Resiliency. So you're always going to be told no. That's just it. People are going to tell you no all the time. But you have to learn that that no is just your stepping stone to your yes. That might have not been meant for you. God probably didn't have that in your path. So he has something else in your path. So that no is not something that's going to be like your ever-ending stop. No, you have to keep going, you have to keep fighting, you have to keep pushing. That investor who doesn't want to give you that money, okay, that's their loss. The next investor may be willing to give you even double that, triple that. So don't let that stop you. You have to have resiliency in this game called life. Encouragement. Okay, so encouragement is my biggest, I guess I could say that ranks number 10 on my scale of things that I do for other people. I'm a big encourager. Like my friend will always say, you know, you have to have somebody to fix your crown. And I believe that I need to be there to be able to fix someone else's crown too when it's said and done. So I'm always encouraging like my fellow airmen or my fellow sis out there or my fellow bros out there. Do what you can do. You know, everything's not going to happen overnight, but who said it's not going to happen? Like, it's still going to happen. It just might not happen tomorrow. So don't ever be discouraged. We all out here. We all working hard. We're all going to get to where we want to be in life. Your success comes at the time that it's supposed to. Don't compare your lifestyle to anybody else's lifestyle. The big helpers, self-awareness. Oh, self-awareness. I learned a lot about this in class this year. I'm very self-aware of who I am. And I'm still working on it because God is still working on me. Non-attachment. I get very attached when I start working for a new company. And that's something that I have to work on. Because I feel like I'm doing them wrong when it's time to quit or when it's time to move up or move around. I feel like, well, I work here. They gave me a job. They gave me the opportunity. I shouldn't be leaving them like that. Well, You got to do better for you. You can't do better for them. Your time has come and gone. So time to move around. So I'm still working on my non-attachment. Financial know-how. So currently I'm reading an investment book. Really not an investment book. A financial stability book. Not a financial freedom book. Because I need to learn how to be financially stable before I can be financially free, if that makes sense. Next question. Have you ever experienced repercussions in the workplace? If so, how did you handle the situation? We just gonna skip this question. Stanley says, much of the six-figure game is played in our head. What do you think of this statement? It is. The six-figure game is all in our head. People think, because I believe that once you hit six figures, once you know how to hit six figures, and you hit six figures, your mindset is now above at six figures or above. If you never get to hitting six figures, where do you think your mindset is? Do you think you can handle having more than $99,000 in your bank account or attached to your name, or possibly growing your net worth to the point that you're worth thousands and thousands of dollars? You have to, it's a real back and forth, tit for tat, having to learn it. So overall, reading the book Secrets of Six-Figure Women, it gave me an insight on how I'm not the only one who struggles with my thought process. I'm not the only one who understands that I'm potentially earning less than what I deserve. I'm also not the only one who has a hard time saying, yes, I deserve that and I can get that. If that makes any sense. Those of you who can relate, or those of you who want to know a little bit more about the book, or those of you who even want to just say, hey, I read this book too, this is the advice I would give, please leave a comment because we need it. Jump on this road with us, read the book and tell me how you feel.